Hello, everyone. My name is Therese Jornlin, and I just wanted to let you know and personally invite you to the next Qigong series that is beginning November 3rd. We have been gathering for several years now on through the cyber web here in order to connect through the web of Qi that is always connecting us. And we're welcoming now in-person classes with those who are zooming in from far, far away. So wanting to welcome you to this practice that has served me for the last 22 years. It, like yoga, is another mindful movement. It's another way to lasso the mind by very actually slow movements. They say Qigong moves to the speed of awareness, which if you think about awareness or presence, it actually has no speed. So in really slowing down, it helps harmonize the body, the breath, and the mind. Kind of, I think of it as like creating a reunion, like we go to these family reunions. It's like a landing pad, or the forms help generate direction to those different aspects of us to all kind of find union. It also helps mental focus, aids just balancing the organs, our physiology, and also generates energy. So it's not the kind of caffeinated energy. It's sort of that energy that is naturally a wellspring in each one of us that gets to arise and flow when things are in their nature. I am always surprised, even though I've been doing this for so long, that such slow movements can generate so much heat in my body as a Westerner. Also, as a trained athlete, those habits of mind are still there, that I need to push, that I need to sweat, although you will sweat in Qigong, but it's not from like my 4-mile jog or something. So it is such a practice that sort of turns things on their head, especially for a Western mind. And I just want to share some of the principles in Qigong that we're always practicing. First of all, we're working with the electromagnetic field that is our body. The earth has electromagnetic field. We are connected through that field internally and outside the body as well. So it really, it gives you the experience of yourself as an energetic generator, as an energy system, and helps you touch into the principle, all there is energy. You are pure energy. Energy is first, and our form, whatever the form is second. So Qi means that fundamental substance, that fundamental building block for all of life. So what that life force is for all different expressions of creation is the expression of this creation. So there's really like a unifying principle. I'm going to call it awareness or sensation that you get to experience in Qigong. So that energy is first, and the body is actually an expression of energy. The second is that there are actually two movements in Qigong, or we could say three, but the primary movements of the body and the breath, and movements of the mind. And so all of the different movements also correspond or coordinate, twin, if you will, to a movement of the mind. So where am I placing my mind as the body is expressing the different movements? And the movement of the mind is actually more important, because the movement of the mind is that expression of energy. What am I placing my attention on? Which is why it's so helpful for grounding and mental focus, as well as just calming. The the other principle is, um, it's not even a principle, it's more an outcome of the practice, is that we get put back into our nature. So stress, fatigue, um, any of aspects of the emotion where we might be stuck, the body, is communicating with me, giving me signs that it is a little bit out of balance, because there is small, medium, or large suffering. And then Qigong helps bring that balance back so that energy flows, then influencing your mental body, emotional body, and physical body. And the experience of what they call the three treasures: heaven chi, human chi, and earth chi. So even if you just consider the influence of the sun, on this biosphere, or the moon's effects on the tides of the oceans, the moon's effects on the currents of my waters of my own body. But in a more vast way, we are connecting in with that influence of above that is always communicating with us. I feel like in Qigong, I kind of get to listen in on the conversation that my body is always having with the heavens, always having with the earth. So there is an experience of the human being, one, as an expression of creation, as creation is creating you. And there is like a plugging back in to that central channel, that central current, and experiencing your body as something like a tuning fork, or and Qigong helps you attune, or tune that this instrument. It is also an experience of channeling. So if you think of your electromagnetic field, every human being is a channel, every single one. Some of us maybe aren't aware of that, and so we aren't maybe mindful of what we're transmitting. There's a saying that my teacher said, is that every human being is born with the potential to swim, but not every human being knows how to swim. So it's similar. Every human being is generating life force, just like the trees or the flowers, or any other thing in this ecosystem. But I may not know how to harness, how to cultivate, how to direct, how to surrender, how to really work with that energy, so that I know or have better relationship with what I am transmitting and what I am channeling. So that's why Gong means cultivation. So Gong is a practice over forever of cultivating Qi, amplifying, balancing Qi as it interrelates with all of nature. And the last one, which I love and is sort of my mantra when I find my mind going into trying and effort, because then I'm like in that pushing phase, which means I'm losing access to all sorts of other possibilities, inside and outside. And it's called effortless effort. So imagine weightlifting, with effortless effort. Imagine running with effortless effort. So what happens in the practice is you might see effort arising, and you get to see how the mind actually constricts energy when it does that. And then you're working with that effortless effort. And there is this amazing experience. I love this one thing a student said. She goes, I just love Qigong because I feel like I have never been more grounded while also taking flight at the same time. And I thought that is just a perfect description. Plus, it just feels so good. So just want to welcome you, and hope you'll consider come check out one class anytime in the 7-week series, or sign up for the 7-week series. So you can go to theresejornlin.org and sign up. Hope to see you there. Thanks.